Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Which Degree Should I Choose series. Woo! What is your degree and which faculty are you a part of?
Okay, so hi, good day. My name is Ajomo Baker. I am a second year film production student at CARIMAC, which is a sub-faculty within the Humanities, and I am from the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Woo! So why did you choose this degree?
It was actually something very last minute. Originally, I was applying for a journalism degree from like different institutions, either in the Caribbean, the US, or Canada, but I wasn't getting through. I wanted to do journalism mainly because it sounded good on paper and something that my parents would have, understood. Because I don't think a lot of persons like appreciate like film or writing and stuff like that. And I was really into writing at the time. So when I saw that there was a film production course, a film production program, I said that it's something that I really looked really interesting and felt more aligned to what I'm used to doing, because I'm more of a creative person. I like the artistic approach to it, media. So I think that would have been like something that I would have really appreciated.
Oh, awesome. Now, what can you actually do with this film production degree?
Okay, I think one of the misconceptions that most Caribbean persons have when it comes to like film production is just, you're either gonna be behind the camera or directing. In reality, film production spans like a wide array of careers. You have like the opportunity to be like a cinematographer or a director or a screenwriter, but there's also post-production where you could be like a supervising editor. And one of the most underrated ones is that there's sound design or audio engineering. Right. So, and there's also the business side. So you have, for example, like the producer who normally goes around and deals with like contracts, business negotiations, and, stuff like that. And even within those little subdivisions, you have careers where you do like lighting, for example. You have the person who holds the boom. Last year, I recognized that even the person who is in charge of like doing the little slating, like the action, they get paid. They have like a lot of roles and a lot of responsibilities, and they're often paid very well. So even like the little jobs that people don't really see, people just see behind the scenes, like the person lifting the mic, the person adjusting the lights, the two persons who are responsible for like the camera, all of those play an important role within the film production process. So there's a lot of roles that you go with. And being in the film production course, you get to at least touch on like each of those little roles. So you get like little experiences regardless. So yeah.
So there is a lot of opportunity that's available for persons.
Yes, there's a lot of opportunities because the film production course, it's not a Bachelor of Arts, it's a Bachelor of Fine Arts, and there's a distinction. Bachelor of Arts technically means that you mostly focus on like theory and liberal arts. Bachelor of Fine Arts is more tailored to building your skills in the particular field and also building a portfolio. So you're always encouraged to go out and have more like a practical aspect to your field. So you get a hands-on experience with the camera. You get to basically work and create your own films. Like for me personally, last year, each semester I was often tasked to making at least 2 films at the end of the semester. So I currently have like 4 short films under my belt. Some of them, when people say like short films, I say like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, but those kind of, when we first went along doing those kind of work, we realized that even though a film is like 3 minutes, it takes at least 2 days to do. So a typical 3-minute film takes at least 2 minutes to do. 2 days, to do. And right now I have like an 8-minute horror film that actually I have to do after this. That I have to do for tomorrow at Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. Actually, after this, I have to do a test shoot where we have to test out like the different equipment, how we're gonna light the subjects, rehearsals, that sort of thing. So it's a lot. Yeah.
Well, you also answered my last question, which would have been, what can persons expect from this degree? So, for anybody listening, that is what you can expect, really hands-on experience in this field. No?
Yeah. One of the things that the degree is relatively new. Well, the program is relatively new. So there's new courses that have been added compared to like last year. So we have like a cinematography course. We have a script writing course. So cinematography is mostly about like lighting, working on with the camera. Script writing or screenwriting is more laying the layout, character building, and just telling the overall storytelling aspects of filmmaking. We have film production, which kind of touches on like sound production, directing and stuff like that. We have like directing courses, which next semester it often entails like directing directing a scene almost every single week. And we have like a workshop class every year where we have to basically we just get to at least play around with the camera and do like different roles. Last year for my workshop, I had to do like a 5-minute documentary, which managed to get through. And this year, like I said before, is a horror film where each of my colleagues basically is in charge of like a specific aspect. Like one person is responsible for producing, another person responsible for directing, another person is responsible for cinematography, production design, and this year I'm responsible for sound editing and the editing process, visual editing process. So yeah, you get to tap into a lot of different roles, and the courses enable you to learn as much as possible. At least you get a feel of each of the different roles. Well, most of them.
Which is awesome. Now, final question is, what do you need to pursue this degree, as in CXC, CAPE, any certifications?
Okay, so typically the requirements would have been like CAPE, literatures in English, information technology, digital media, communication studies, and whatever. But one of the fun things is that they give you there's another way you could apply for the film production thing. It's basically you are allowed to put in like a portfolio.
Okay.
So it normally involves having like a video, or you get to create like a different collection of photos. That's what I did. And they also require you to have like a script. So they told you to basically write a story, a visual story, and present to the director. She does like an interview with you, and depending on how well your portfolio is, you manage to get into the program. So it's fairly simple. You can either go the traditional route and have your subjects, or you can develop a portfolio. That's what I did because I didn't have all the requirements. The other thing is that you need money. The film production course typically costs around $6,760 US. So yeah, it's very pricey, and I think that's mostly a deterrent. But most of the persons I know typically go the part-time route, which is a lot easier, and they normally pay at least $227 US per year in order to complete their degree. Most persons work, so it's a lot easier for them to manage that way. Or, as Dr. Livingston, who was a previous director, basically says, you could basically spend your time working first, getting the money, and going from there, or do what I do, which is basically try to get like a scholarship every year in order to pay off like your degree. So yeah.
That's all for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. See you in the next one. Mwah.